Okay, welcome to Friday Coffee. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm so glad that you guys are here today. I'm Susan Neal-Dye from the Chamber, and it is great to be here in person and for those of us that are Zooming. So give me a signal, give us a signal maybe in the chat if you can hear us. We want to make sure that we have all of our technology set up. So I've got my helper here. Ashley's helping. She's working. She's going to make sure before we get started. We got thumbs up from everybody. Good, good. And Kenny Newville's helping us. Good, good. All right. Well, like I said, welcome. So glad that you're here. Just note, for those of you who are Zooming, you know we've got you muted just to prevent background noise. But if you have any questions, put it in the chat. We'll try and make this hybrid the best experience, the best of both worlds for everybody. So we're glad that you're here. First of all, I want to introduce our sponsors from City Magazines. I have 3 ladies here, and we're going to switch spots, and they'll tell you about City Magazine. Who's driving here? You're driving. Okay. Driving.
Hi, thank you guys. We're excited that we. So I'm Sarah Bull with City Magazine.
I'm Missy Creed McFerrin.
And I'm Janelle Haley. And we just wanted to say thank you for letting us do this and inviting us to do it. And we just, a couple things. The first one is we're celebrating 2 years of ownership this past week. So we're excited for that. Other things we wanted to let you guys know about.
So just wanted to let you know about a new program that we started this year. It's called Young Ones to Watch. So many of you are probably familiar with Ones to Watch, but Young Ones to Watch is for anyone who's 18 or under who's doing incredible things, whether they're overcoming an extreme obstacle or an entrepreneurial endeavor. Just if you could think about a young person that you know that we should know about and that should be recognized for all the good things that they're doing, I encourage you to go to our website, jeffersoncitymag.com, and then there's a nominate tab, and you can nominate for Young Ones to Watch. We would love to know about these young people.
It's sponsored by Jefferson City Parks and Recreation Foundation, and we choose 6 a year. We've already got 2, and the next one is for June. So we just received back from our selection committee who we're going to be selecting, and so you'll be hearing about them soon. What are we next? Keepsakes. So if you didn't know, contacted by third parties of ours, like through City's Best, and it's not us. Don't buy from them, buy from us. We now do it on our website. So people that have not only City's Best but also get featured in the magazine can purchase keepsakes. There's acrylic, there's wood. So yeah, you can go to our website, purchase it through us, and take care of it. And then the last thing is, if you guys ever have any story ideas, we always appreciate new ideas. You can email any of us. Our emails are on the website. So thank you so much for letting us come sponsor this. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. And we appreciate that sponsorship. I always like to give a reminder to be a sponsor also. You not only be announced as a sponsor in our email, you get this opportunity to do the great spotlight for your sponsorship. So Rochelle, do you want to stand up and tell a little about, we partner with Cumulus, and the reason I'm asking you to stand up is that way we do have the room on video, that way folks that are Zooming can know who's talking. So Rochelle.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be in person here. Cumulus Media, Michelle Weaver. We've got 7 radio stations in our digital products. We talk to close to 200,000 people each week. This is just one of the platforms that we've partnered with the Chamber with. We love it. You guys sponsor this. You get to come up and do your presentation. And then we get to sit down and we get to draft your radio ad and we'll air on one of our radio stations here. So listen to us, tune us in, turn us up. Right now we have a national campaign. We're giving $25,000 away each day. So tune into our radio stations. We also have some exciting live venues that's going on right now at the Riverside Amphitheater. We've partnered, so Little River Band's coming up. We've got several different concerts, live stuff's that's going on. So tune us in, turn us up.
Thanks. Okay, I also like to welcome our new members. The Art Gallery, Penny Jarden, Blue Sky Restoration Construction, Tricia Barnes, Build Asset Management, Casey Schulte, Central Missouri Hospice, Joni Lutens, Central Missouri Power Wash, Glenn Reynolds, Clinton Lubric Construction, Blue Green, Mosquito Joe, Tracy. There we go, thank you. Potentially coaching, Aaron Deshay. I mean, we're gonna go around and do introductions, so I'm glad we have a couple of our new members here. And Chickens, Rachel Grudel. So those are our members, and that's just for this month. Okay, a couple other announcements. So I'd like to go around the room and do introductions. If you're here, if you will just stand up and introduce yourself. So Ashley, you want to start?
Ashley Timmy, Chamber Staff. Amanda Riley, Riley Auto Group.
Kevin Riley, Riley Auto Group.
Deb Bushman, Holland County Contracting.
Doug Ergen, Spider Technologies.
Janelle Haley, City Magazine.
Missy Green McNair, Johnson City Magazine.
Sarah Bolton, City Magazine.
Mike Brysick, Evening Rotary and Capital Area Interfaith Alliance.
Jared Plummer with the Chamber.
I'm Angie Bauer with the Chamber.
Nancy Gibler, Central Electric Power.
Amy Rogers, Council for Berkeley Youth.
Michelle Weaver, Cumulus Media.
Bob Fenwall. Kenny Newville, Newville Consulting.
Natalie Newville at the library.
Scott Drinkard. Today I'm here for the Strikers Family Entertainment Center.
With Mosquito Joe.
Lenny Herzog, Mosquito Joe. Aaron Deshay with Potentiality Coaching.
Oh, so sorry. Is that why you all laughed on that side of the room? I was looking over like this trying to read it.
Cindy Skeeter, I'm a chamber volunteer.
Sharon Knott.
Dorothy Verswise, Legends Bank.
Good. And I don't know if there's anybody on Zoom that wants to unmute and introduce themselves. We're welcome to have you do so.
I'm Kayla Keller with Halo.
Welcome. Anybody else?
Lana Trammell with Ameren, Missouri.
And I'm Patricia Barnes with the Capital City Job Center.
This is Janet Warinlow with SSM.
Stephanie Lehman, CNS Business Services.
Darcy Crane, American Cancer Society. Bryn Thorsten with Central Bank.
Dave Turner, Hawthorne Bank.
Brooke Deerhoff,
Adrian
Missouri
Heck-
Hospital.
Adrian Heckman with Central Bank.
Gail Thompson with KMIZ, KQFX.
Crystal Backer with Catholic Charities.
Missy Bono, Chamber Staff.
Karen Schaefer-Cutter, Spider Technologies.
Laura Lowney, PFS Brands.
Dana Strumpf, Chamber Staff.
Diane Gillespie, Jefferson State Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Ron Fitzwater, Missouri Pharmacy Association.
Angela Nail, Central Bank.
Is that about everybody? Good. Ashley, how many do we have on Zoom?
We've got 42.
42 on Zoom, so that's great. That is great. Well, glad to have everybody here. Dan, we did introductions. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Dan Basil, Home Numbers.
Good, glad you're here. Okay, I'm gonna go with the announcement, social media forum. Kenny and Natalie, I should let you all stand up and tell us about this.
All right, fantastic. Well, continuing this series, it's a long-running series. We're going to be talking, as it says, on May 20th from 8 to 9, thereabouts. And we're going to be exploring the various business tools that Facebook allows you to use and Instagram. There's a lot out there. There's a lot in each of them. And a lot of people get confused on which one to use and what and how. And so we're going to be talking about that. So bring your questions, and I hope to see you there. We'll be in person and on Zoom. So wherever you're comfortable.
Next Thursday, good. Thank you. We really appreciate you leading those efforts. It's a great information exchange, lots of chamber members there for you to learn and partner with. So another thing on May 20th is Chamber Connections. Speaking of some great partners, we will be at Prison Brew for our networking from 4 to 9:30. Our sponsor is Vogel Insurance, along with Cat Country and KWOS. That's 4 to 5:30. So I hope you join us for some networking. We plan to be outside on the patio, so we'll hope to have another great day of networking outside. The Battle of the Brews. Angie, do you want to speak to this? Well, just that the leadership class of 2020 is planning the Battle of the Roots, and for the first time they're at the Riverside Amphitheater. So they're planning a great event, a wonderful venue. So tickets are on sale. So we'll be selling them here and at the website. Good. It's a great event. Another announcement: the Chamber Gala will be September 10th. The theme is Havana Nights Gala. It will be outside at Canterbury Hill Winery, utilizing that venue. We will have some sponsorship opportunities available. Those will be announced soon, but save the date, September 10th. We're looking forward to a great event. At that point, I'm going to introduce our program. We have building updates, Riley Chevrolet and the new bowling alley. I think if you all think 2 years ago, maybe where you were in May, the day of the tornado we had, it's quite an event. I was talking with Kevin when he was talking about the rebuilding of the dealership. I know we all got a surprise that morning when we found out that what we saw in the news did come to fruition, and unfortunately, a lot of the community was damaged by storm. Fortunately, there were no deaths reported, but it took a lot of great efforts by our community coming together and rebuilding. And Kevin's going to talk about some of the building that Riley Chevrolet had.
Well, good morning. I want to thank Susan for the invitation, and Gary, appreciate that, and all in attendance. Yeah, it's been quite a trip over the last couple of years. I guess a lot of appreciation that my family's. Amanda's here with me, by the way. Amanda is my brother's daughter. She's obviously my niece, and she heads up our marketing department at the two dealerships. She's put together the video, and we'll roll through this, but I want to say, a huge thank you to all the utility companies that came together to put us back in business and create some power for us. The building that didn't get clocked during the tornado was our collision center. It got hit, but it didn't get knocked out. It did get knocked out by some power, but when we got up there that morning or that night, and talking about my brother Kerry, my nephew Jay, and one of our sales managers arrived at the site, and obviously it was dark. All the utilities were down, and it was quite something to see, and honestly shocking. My first thing coming up by the quarry and the Special Olympics was to see power lines down, and knowing where it came from the west to the east, I was concerned about the farmhouse that sits to the right of the Toyota store and the people that were renting it, and thought maybe that house might be gone. And fortunately, we got up there, and I said, let's run over and check on the people that live there. And the lady came out with her 3 kids, and we had flashlights, and she said, don't worry about us, we're safe. She was down in the cellar of the home, so thank goodness. Along with that, I've said this a million times, not a million, but I think we all in Jefferson City experienced a miracle that no one was killed. I mean, for what happened a few years, 10 years back in Joplin, where would we be today if we'd had the loss of lives like what happened in Joplin? So I'll kind of roll here. The other people I want to thank, you saw the governor in there, Mike Keel came out. People over at the Department of Revenue helped us get back in business, and with all the titling and things. The stories I've had people come up to me about their vehicles that were left there overnight damaged, or I just picked mine up that night. Just been amazing. That right there, what you're seeing is the remains of the Chevrolet store. We feel like the tornado came across the top of the Special Olympics, probably hit the quarry wall and bounced, because the Toyota, half the service department's roof ripped off and all the glass blown out. But structurally, it wasn't damaged as bad as what took place over the Chevrolet store about 150 yards away. Felt like it came down, and then you can just see it came down the other side of the Toyota building, dragging HVAC units off the roof and then down and across the lot. And it actually, it's kind of hard to see, but in the spread of the Chevrolet store, it actually moved everything that was on one half of the service center over to the other side, rolled it, put vehicles on top of it, in it. And that floor, all the beams that supported the structure of the building were snapped at the base. So, and that floor was just oil covered. It was clean. It just like it just rolled. You know, you can see by what we had to deal with. But that day, when the sun came up, we walked it with flashlights, but you couldn't appreciate it, if you want to say that, during the darkness of the night until we got to see it with sunlight. I can't say enough about my staff. They all came together. People were calling from everywhere, coming out. What can we do? And all through the 2 years, actually, all our staff members at those stores have been incredible. Getting ready to move this week, or tomorrow, today. The week's gone by fast. I look back and say the 2 years have gone by fast, but living them during that period of time, as I say, water's under the bridge, but it's been quite, as we all know, with what's going on in the economy and the different strikes General Motors have had, and now we have some issues with inventory. So when we open up the new one, don't think I'm out of business, because I won't have a whole lot of stock in there. We've asked the manufacturers to get us some more inventory, and it just goes to show how tough it is right now. They haven't been able to do much for us. Basically, that chip is a worldwide problem. So really excited about this new building. We passed that, as that goes around, shows the old building and the new building. Just to give you an idea, down next to Scot's new project, we had a lot that had a warehouse on it, and that got annihilated. And we decided just to clean that lot up, and we will have additional inventory down there someday when we did it. But that's why we cleaned that lot up and decided to create a larger parts department to hold primarily our tire business. We do a big tire business between the two dealerships, and we enlarge in the parts department. So the whole building, the previous building had a square footage approximately 36,000. This one's going to be in the 53,000 square foot areas. It's going to be considerably set up differently, very similar to the Toyota store as far as, well, there's some of the construction. Good job. So there's some of the construction going up. See the building in the back, the far back concrete building is the only thing that we retain. This is new coming forward. That building consists of about 10% of the new build, the portion in the back that we had to go through and remodel. But let me tell you about the front of it, because there's a big change for coming to see us and do business with us. The big change is in the service entrance. The old building, we used to enter in the side into the building itself. That was the oldest portion of the dealership. That was 1970, 71 vintage when my dad built the store out there. So if there was a good thing about this, that portion of the dealership probably was the best portion to get taken to the lot, because it needed to go, and it did. So this building on the right, this standout on the right here is where you're going to pull in for service now, as opposed to the left of the building. And then you will notice something completely different too, and that is you'll be greeted by your service advisor contained in an area that will be air conditioned and heated and away from the noise of the actual service lane driving in. Previous building, we were kind of out there in the garage, the doors open up, and and, you know, everybody in that area would get cold. So that, and then, you know, the showroom floor is about a third bigger, it's taller. We'll put about 9 vehicles in there. We will have a lounge off the service department. We'll have a small lounge off up in the front of the dealership on the showroom. A couple of different, quite a few different seating areas. We didn't plan that because of the COVID, but there will be areas for people that will be able to get away if they so choose as they wait on a vehicle. What we found in the Toyota store, having built it new in 2012 and 13, that our customers that are waiting on service have tended to come around and just stay around because the lounges are nice. And we think that'll happen here. Our lounge in the previous store was up front, not as big, so it will be very accommodating. I think out of all of our staff members, probably the technicians are the most excited. This building is built more efficient. Our previous building had multiple garage doors, and if you can imagine being a technician, you know, you'd have to get out, open a garage door, pull it in, take it back out, open, close multiple times. So the new setup is much more wider. Service department is much more wider. We'll be able to come in through the service lane or another access and exit out the back. So it's so wide. Once again, we built it like a Toyota store. We pull in the middle and they're going to their different stalls. So it's more contained, more, there it is right there. It's bigger, obviously, has big, huge fans up on in the ceiling to keep it cool during the summer. After the tornado, we decided to go with a different heating process for the shop and the service ride-up lane. So we went to our used oil. So we now have 2 different tanks, one per building, that will hold about 10,000 gallons of waste oil, and it will help us heat the shop and then heat also the service drive-up lane. And that's helped out tremendously. The payback is very quick after last year, not this year. Last year, looking at what it did with the Toyota store, you know, it reinforced the fact that we do it here with the Chevrolet store. You know, we have a big mezzanine, so we have 2 levels in this building. Mike and Carrie and I moved our offices to the upstairs. Admins up there, Sandy Hale, Brenda Weber, and different people, key people have offices up there. The parts department, I referred to the tires earlier. I don't have a picture of it in here, but has a huge concrete mezzanine area up there for body parts and excess tires. We have tires downstairs also. It's pretty amazing. When they were constructing the upstairs, we already had the roof on. It was go, go, go. You know, we didn't know what kind of winter we were going to have, delays potentially by the snow. You know, we're blessed in not having a tough winter, though they poured the concrete for the upstairs through the roof, and it was really cool to watch them do that. And then they lifted up polishers that polished off that whole huge area up there. So watching the construction and going through all the meetings, you know, we're just real happy to be back basically home. I mean, I think I probably spend more time here than I do at my house, but the Toyota store and all the personnel there, you know, everyone's really happy to see us come back. Just the synergies and the efficiencies, being able to offer product 150 yards away. We've got 5 different franchises, operate 2 different used car lots. We allow the salespeople to work out of both inventories in the used.
You know, okay, I can't figure out why this says historic.
Why what?
Okay.
The new, we like them to go introduce, if they have a friend or previous client, to go introduce them to another salesman, whatever store it may be, because we want that experience the best experience.
I'm just supposed to be thinking around. So gas
All of them are certified. Our salespeople are certified in their product. So we want the customer to be able to be handled during the sale and after the sale by someone that really knows the product. So that works out really good. I can't forget to mention our body shop, our collision center. It sits down behind the dealership. We do a tremendous amount of business there. Bruce Eckert's our service manager. Got a lot of great people that work there, and we had that huge hail storm last year after we had the tornado, and that kept those guys busy up until about a couple of months ago. It was good business for that. It was tough for people that had to experience it. So proud of our community with the tornado. The way everybody stepped up and got things back in shape. God bless all the volunteers that came to town and were in town, and all the people that were actively involved in getting the city back up. We celebrate our 85th year in Jefferson City this year. My grandfather started our Chevrolet agency just down the street on Capitol Avenue. The dealership used to be where the parking garage is now. And then we moved to the corner of 50 and Missouri Boulevard. A lot of us in here remember that. Some of us weren't born. But we had a fire station across the way, and Zesto was right next to that place. And we were there in the mid-'60s, moved out here in '70, acquired the Toyota Oldsmobile Cadillac store in '93. In 2012-13, built the new store, remodeled the front end of the past Chevrolet store, and that's kind of the story of Riley Chevrolet. I'm open to questions. I don't think I missed anything. I really appreciate being here, but if there's any questions. Oh yeah, let's do this. That's why she's the marketing director. So we've got a little commercial to show you.
Have you heard? Riley Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac has moved back to 2033 Christie Drive in an all-new state-of-the-art facility, so you'll notice a few changes when you visit. When it's time for service, use the entrance on the southwest side of the building. The lanes will lead you to the Certified Service Center, where you'll bring your vehicle indoors, away from the elements. Schedule an appointment and shop new vehicles at RileyChevrolet.com and come see us at 2033 Christie Drive.
Treating our customers like family since 1936.
So what you saw there was still a lot of construction around there. A lot of things have happened this week. We've laid down some sealant to kind of make things uniform as far as the drive is concerned, and some of the lot. The lot's a little bit different because we widened the whole building. We had to level things out. There's a retaining wall on the left side. There's some dirt work that's being done, but we're getting ready for. We've had to go through a real quick process with General Motors because Cadillac says they're going to be totally electric in 25. So we have had electricians and electrical engineers and a company that General Motors is recommending to put the new chargers in. There's various types of chargers depending upon how quick the need is for the charge. So that's all coming. They aren't in place yet, but that's coming in the next few months. We'll be up and ready to roll to charge our electrical future. I think that's it. Any questions?
What kind of mileage range do some of these electric cars have?
There's the race. That is the race. So there are different companies, including General Motors, are creating battery plants and different types of batteries. I just read, it's funny, Frank, you said that, but this morning I just noticed someplace in one of the articles I was reading that our Bolt, our Chevrolet Bolt, has recorded 270 miles, I think, in a charge, but I'm hearing 400 and 500. I mean, it's coming. You know, the big concern is the infrastructure across the whole country, but I do have Sarah, my other niece, husband has a Tesla, and I was going through that with him. It was kind of interesting. His is in Florida. I said, well, how do you know where to charge on the way back? And they've got it set up where you've got your route, and it tells you how many minutes you're going to be charging, how much you're going to get to the next one, to the next one. So that's what's going to happen across our country over time. Any other questions?
What time are we closed today at 3205 Missouri Boulevard?
3 o'clock.
Are we open tomorrow, Saturday?
Nope. So today at 3 o'clock we move. 3 o'clock we shut down and we move. We move all day tomorrow. Inventory tomorrow. It's taken a lot of planning. Knock on wood, I don't think we're going to have any problems. The big things that take place are toolboxes for technicians, computers, unbelievable amount of computers. You just don't think about it, but almost everybody in the store's got a computer. So those hopefully will all be working tomorrow. Phone system's working. Don't need any heat. Lights got put up yesterday. We don't need those yet. But yeah, it's going to be a lot going on today. Tomorrow we'll be open Monday morning. The plumber promises to be there at 5 a.m. to be able to put in our toilets. We got that's the last thing. And the city permits are required, and you even have to have countertops in for your sinks. And if you don't, you better have some friends of the city to be able to figure out what you're going to do. We're really tight on that through this weekend. So I think, like I said, knock on wood, that if that's the only issue we have, we might provide an outhouse or something.
And for you, and I'm so glad that you took the time to come here and share with us the progress and the huge investment in our community workforce. I mean, did you say how many people work for you? I mean,
so we got over 150. There's probably 35 to 40 that are part-time. And, we're always looking for new talent in every department, but we've been blessed with a lot of good people that work for us and not a whole lot of turnover. So we look forward to the future in Jefferson City. Any other questions? I know my friend Dave Turner slept all through the tornado because he's on. I called him, left him multiple questions. You should get over here. You should get over here. He didn't hear it. And I hear a lot of stories like that across town. But obviously, a lot of people were paying attention because we all saw the damage, and it's just like I said, a miracle. No one was killed. I would like to put a prayer out for a good friend of mine today. We lost his son in a car wreck last night. His name is Doug Smith. He's our executive director at the Missouri Automobile Dealer Association, and his son in Blair also. Keep Doug and his family in your prayers. Thank you very much.
We changed yours. I was thinking about this, Kevin. The ladies at City Magazine, you experienced a little bit of a change in your business with the tornado too, didn't we? It touched all of us, and that prompted your new location, right? Yeah. So, well, it's an opportunity for change and growth and build back better than ever. Change locations, and that leads us to Scott. Come up with make a location something new. So come on up here, and Scott, Kevin mentioned the building a couple of 100 yards away from the dealership was the bowling alley, which I'll let you, Scott, talk about changes there.
Thanks for letting me speak, and I appreciate it. And I'm excited that the Riley family is back in business.
We're excited to have you down there.
But I mean, just the Riley family in general, that there's not one thing in this community that happens that you don't see Riley sponsor and donate and helping. So I really appreciate it. I know everybody else in the room appreciates everything the Riley family does for this community. So thank you. We purchased the building just recently from some guys that locally, but when we got it, the tornado had already hit. They were actually getting ready to tear the building down. And when we purchased it, Mark Gerlach's the partner, and he's the one that contacted me. I do have a little bit of bar restaurant experience. And the 4 other partners doesn't have much, so hopefully that, I call it kind of a motley crew. Mark's a contractor, does some roofing. Brian and Mark do some storage units. Brad and Jeremy I think they're in the consulting insurance company. They have some rental property as well. And then I've been in the bar restaurant business with several locations for about 20 years.
Before that, he used
A
to.
quick fun fact I was going to tell you, my family and the Riley family have been real close in this community. And my dad worked for Don Riley years ago. And I think one of the stories that Kevin and I have talked about is I think Don got my dad out of jail at least once because he was too scared to call his dad. But then I worked for Riley Chevrolet about 30 years ago before I started my first company. I was actually working for Dick Aki Construction, which I believe was the general contractor on this last rebuild. I was working for Dick, and I think Kevin or Julie called me to do some stuff at the house, and then I ended up working at Riley Chevrolet for about a year in the Wash Bay, and so I think probably there's a lot of ties with the Riley family, with just a lot of people in the community. Once again, we do appreciate everything you guys do. This is kind of the layout for what we're proposing, what we'll do versus the traditional bowling lanes. We do have 12 lanes that are going to be kind of the traditional size, like these right here. I'm going to show you. Like this is the traditional lanes. These would be VIP. It's a whole VIP. There's a bar in here. The VIP lanes are white, and there's some LED lighting in the top that actually you can play some games. The whole layout is kind of like a top golf concept. If you guys are familiar with that. So what the top golf concept is, you don't have to be a good golfer to play it. You know, you can be any age group and any skill level, and you can still have just as much fun as someone that's really good. So we'll do some traditional bowling, like leagues, like Monday through Thursday on some slow times. I think we're trying to work with the city, the public schools on doing some school stuff during the days. And then maybe some senior citizen leagues during the days to fill up some slow times. But on the weekends, we're trying to shoot for like family. It's kind of family adult driven. I don't know. The building was damaged quite a bit with the tornado. Obviously nothing like the Chevrolet dealership, but there's some holes in the walls and stuff like that. And the roof was ripped off, but we've recently put a new roof on it. We are doing a little kick out at the top where this is Christie here. Then we'll extend that out to make our kitchen a little bigger, put some coolers outside. But it's completely gutted. There's not one thing in the building. I think there's 6 or 7 posts that you can see in there right now. But we're working with some companies out of Wisconsin, which is Brunswick. That's the lanes we use. Everything is kind of non-traditional bowling. It looks like a traditional bowling lanes, but they're really different. You do everything on the computers just as you would anywhere else, but you can order your food. You can order liquor, beer, soda, whatever you want. Hopefully liquor and beer. But, you can do, we'll have people serving, but you can do a lot of that stuff from there. You can play, I think there's like 16 games that you can play on the bowling lanes. And that's where that top golf concept comes in, where you don't have to throw a strike to get 10 pins. You actually hit stuff on lanes that actually give you points as well. So you can do some stuff like that, some team building, some fun stuff with some kids and stuff like that. We will have a full restaurant and bar in there. We've been working with a couple chefs out of St. Louis with the vendors we use for the food vendors on trying to do I have 5 locations now within the food and beverage, and we're really corporate structured as far as just small business what we have. But we're going to try to make this even a little bit more corporate structured as far as the menu and the food and the consistency and the service as well. I mean, that's the big thing right now is just finding staff. But we will employ probably 50 to 55 employees, mostly part-time, some full-time. And then I'll bring with my company, I'll be running day-to-day operations as far as the partnership. I have a team of 8 right now that runs my other 5 locations. And we have a full-time office manager, full-time maintenance guy that we do inventory at our locations as far as food and liquor that we weigh, kegs, we weigh beer, and we'll do that here. So it's a big operation. I think our project's about $5.1 million. But we're excited to bring the whole thing to Jeff City. I know that we've had some backlash, I guess, on not having leagues all the time because it was such a successful bowling league place. But all the companies we probably hired a company out of LA that's going to work on with our kind of audio video, which we've been consulting with. The lighting is just really state of the art. It kind of like after the league play, you get more of the nightlife entertainment. You know, some of the lights go with the music. It's all computerized. There's TVs everywhere. I think our audio video is almost $500,000 for this project. So there's a lot in there. It's going to be a big city. You know, we got some, like I said, we got a company out of LA. We got a company out of New Jersey coming in. But we're bringing a lot of big city things to a small town, and we're excited to bring it to the capital city. I don't know. I don't have as great a presentation as Kevin, but you got Amanda though.
Next time, Scott.
But anyway, I kind of told you about the leagues. It's the bar restaurant side. I kind of got that down a little bit. I don't know if I was completely 100% perfect, but I keep grinding on it. But being the bowling lanes to those new loop for us, which we'll learn. And then the Redemption Center is kind of a new thing. I don't know if anybody's been to like an Andy B's down in Springfield, Branson area. They have like a Dave and Buster's. I kind of compare our place to like a mini Dave and Buster's. A lot of Bass Pros. Johnny Morse is putting these in a lot of Bass Pros. It's just kind of a family thing. It's where you might want to take your kid and play the video games versus just dropping your kid off and saying here's $20 to go play video games. I'm going to go shopping or whatever. It's going to be things that you're going to want to do with your family. So that's kind of what that is. This is what I was talking about the lanes. There'll be things that you can do with like maybe Riley Chevrolet wants to do a Christmas party, do some team building. Hint, hint.
I asked you, you're gonna lease it out or rent it out?
We'll be able to do like the VIP, you can lease that out or rent that out for the evening or whatever, or you can actually do the whole place. But there'll be some stuff like this on the bowling lanes to where, like I was saying, you don't have to be a great golfer. You don't have to be a great bowler to participate and have just as much fun as that. And another thing I think that Brunswick brings to it, other than this, is that I believe we have an app that we're setting up with our location to where you'll be able to come to the location as soon as you get there. You can start reserving tables to dine. You can reserve bowling lanes. It obviously keep track of your visits, so you can build points up and stuff like that. So there's a lot of neat little things that we're going to offer at this location that we don't offer, and probably a lot of people in Jeff City, as far as the bar restaurants, aren't offering. Kind of a new state of the art, but just the bowling lanes are really neat, and then all the will go with this stuff. So it'll really make it a fun evening for the family and entertainment. Like I said, we'll have full bar restaurant. We have seating for approximately 200 in that area. It's about 26,000. This is a little over 26,000 square foot building, and then we'll have an outside patio too, just for some outside seating, dining and stuff. We do have 2 sports simulators coming also that will kind of be like a rental thing. Like you can come in and play golf, you can shoot ski, soccer. I think there's a little bit over, I think there's 16 games you can actually do. We're going to kind of set that up to almost like a VIP area as well. And I don't remember if you the bowling lane, I'm sure everybody's been to the whole bowling lane, but you would walk on the main level when you walked in, and you walk down like 3 steps to the bowling lanes. We kept that, but as you walk over, I'd like to go back and I can show you how this lays out. So like this is the level where you bowl at, and this was kind of up here. You used to walk in, I think, like right in here maybe, and then you walk down there. We're going to level this side up, so it's level up. So all this is one level, and then this you'll walk down to the same level as this. So people up here can actually watch the bowling from a little bit higher level. You're about 20 inches higher, and then you'll also be able to walk down and walk down those steps, so you can watch from up here too. So you'll kind of be overseeing things, I think, and it kind of gives a neat little layout. So people can actually watch you while they're dining and stuff like that, maybe laugh at you for a terrible bowler or golfer. We'll still have some old traditional games. I think we've had some people asking about shuffleboard, foosball. Not a lot of places you can play that stuff. But that's about all I got. We're excited to bring it to where I think we're shooting for first of the year, 2022, somewhere in that area. Staffing obviously will be a little bit of an issue. That's an issue with everybody, but we'll hopefully with our team we're bringing with what we have existing, we'll be able to get some staffing there and be ready to open the door for the first of the year. So, but we're excited to be bringing this to Jeff City.
Awesome project.
Any questions? Thanks, Susan.
Wonderful new place and the name. Oh, yeah.
Strikers is what we're sticking with right now. So we're not, we bought the property under like our abbreviations of our names, but I think we're gonna call it Strikers. That's what we're working on, the logo and stuff like that, so. Yeah.
Are you keeping the painting on the outside of the building, or are you?
There's really nothing existing. Just the skeleton. Yeah. There's some neat paintings in the inside too. Like, I don't know, they have to be from like the 50s or 60s. It's on one of the walls on Christie. It's like some, it's like a state, there's like 6 states and it's like a cowboy riding through them.
You know,
And you're keeping that one, right?
No.
you remember Joe Gore that had the restaurants down at the lake?
Yeah,
Blue Hair? He got his start down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Well, congratulations. We definitely look forward to that. Gary, do you have any remarks or comments? We've got a.
I don't think so. It's
Okay.
great to hear these two gentlemen, their vision, and all they're doing to invest in this community.
Well, we have just a few minutes left. Does anybody have announcements that they would like to share?
Well, I don't have an announcement, but I do have, sat down a few months after the tornado and put down what we learned, what we went through, and as far as any small businesses or businesses in general in Jefferson City, if they want to call me and ask me about insurance coverage and all the intricate parts that go along with that, and trying to set it, even to this day, we still need to work out procedures to have set up in case this happens again, because it was a learning experience, and I'm more than happy to share with anybody that's got any business. All I can say is cash is king. Save your cash. You need it for deductibles, and you need it for new things that you're going to want to add. So always put something away every month to have a so-called emergency reserve. It's my 2 cents.
Aaron, I'm going to call you out. We have a couple new members that were here today. You want to stand up and tell them a little bit about your business?
Okay, well, I've only been in business, I guess, full-time 4 months. So my primary offering is for coaching, and I say I'm a performance and success coach. I don't use the word life coach because that makes me think of Saturday Night Live, Chris Farley, and that sort of thing. So I also offer speaking engagements. I love public speaking. I was a former public educator. Then I also do some what's called talent optimization consulting for small businesses as well. So that's basically people management and things of that nature.
Well, we're glad that you joined the chamber as you went into your business full time. I know you've been doing some consulting in this, and so congratulations to you and best of luck to you. Good.
All right.
Another new business. Sorry, you guys. You wear green, Mosquito Joe. You stand out. Why don't you stand up and tell us about your business?
Yes. Hi. Thank you, everybody, for having us here. Basically, Lenny and I, we just started about 2 weeks ago, so we're very new. I'd love to pass out these postcards if you
Please
could
do.
hold. And we're here to make outdoor fun again for you all. We're like an intervention group that helps you to stop slapping yourself outside. So basically, the great thing about us is we don't have any contracts. You can sign up and you can stop anytime that you want. Basically, also, we mix everything right on site, customizing anything that's on your property. We are just a phone call away. We would love to hear from any of you. And it's really an honor to join this group. And thank you for having us.
Yeah, we've got a ribbon cutting set here on the 24th of May. They also have a ribbon cutting in Rolla, so I know you are a regional business and you're located in Gravois Mill, right?
Right,
So,
that's correct.
very good. Well, we're glad to have you here. Anybody, any other announcements about your business? Anything you have going on in your business, or maybe a volunteer effort that you're involved in? You want to share some community news?
I have an announcement.
We're going to be having our third annual opioid summit on June 22nd. It's going to be virtual. We're just now ramping up a lot of our marketing, so in the next week or so, look for it. It's on our Facebook page. It's also on our website under our events tab, so look for it. Anybody is invited. It's open to the public. It's a way to brainstorm what we can do to help fix the opioid crisis, at least here in Central Missouri.
Thank you, Amy.
Hi, Susan, can I make an announcement?
Next Thursday, our first one of the season, Dope Ace Sneakers is the group playing, $5 to get in. Lots of great beverage providers.
Great activity from the Downtown Association, right? Thursday Night Live. So they have 4 of those, May, June, skip July, come back August and September, right? I don't think they were doing one in July because of with all the salute to America and everything. Is that right? Yeah. So it's good. A lot of great things going on in the community. Glad that you guys are here. Unless anyone has any other announcements, we'll call it a close. Good. Thanks.
See you later.
Good job. We got a really good.